Oh, hi, Success. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining in. I'm really happy that everybody is here on time. So, thank you, everybody, for coming. So, I think we'll just jump right in. Let me just share my screen. I don't know if that's okay with you, Success.
Sure, please. Yes, please go ahead. You can share your screen. Yeah.
All right. So I'm sharing my screen right now. Welcome, everybody. And so, welcome everybody to our meeting today on the 10th of April. So, we're going to start with an icebreaker just so everybody is comfortable and everybody is warm. And plus, I would really love to hear what about everybody's week. So, if everybody could just go on and tell us a little bit more about your week. So, we're going to use the high, low, and learn point just to guide us on what we're going to say. So for the high, everybody must say one highlight of their week. And for their low, everybody must mention at least a toughest challenge of the week and one lesson that they took away from their week. So I will start. I'll start. So, do I have a highlight? I have a lot of highlights for this week, but my absolute highlight was taking my dog to the vet. I'm a dog person. I love my dogs. And the toughest challenge was also taking my dog to the vet because I love my dogs and he had to go to the vet to see the doctor. But one lesson that I took away from it is something can be difficult, but also can be a highlight because, in as much as he needed to go to the vet, it was hard for me, but he also needed to get better. And right now, he's actually really good. So I'd like everybody to share a highlight and a tough challenge and one lesson they took away. So I don't know if I should pick or you guys are going to go ahead. Who would like to volunteer first? Nobody's volunteering. Am I pointing at
Mm.
somebody?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Ahmed.
All right, let me just follow you. Since some to another decided to hold on. Thank you so much once again. I'm so much happy to be here, and finally they are getting something done. So as for the highlights, I got inducted on Tuesday. And it was a very, very beautiful moment for me and my family, being the first member of my whole family to graduate from the university. And not just that, I was among the top 10% of my class. I graduated with a first class CGPA of 4.67, and I ranked ninth in my class. And I ranked second from people from my state, Kwara State, and I ranked first from my town. So it's a very rich moment for me and my family. And I was so happy and grateful for every help that I've received so far to have that achievement. As for the low, the third first challenge was traveling because I had to travel from Kwara State to Sokoto State. And by car, it is in 10 hours. So I had to travel in 10 hours from Kwara State to Sokoto State on Friday, yes. And I go to Sokoto on Saturday. The same thing was, with my parents. They had to travel all the way from Kwara State to celebrate with me by car. So it was a very, very tough moment. And I came back today. I came back this morning from Sokoto again. I spent 10 hours again from Sokoto to Kwara State. So that was the toughest challenge of the week. But in all, I'm so happy to share this with you all. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for that. And congratulations once again. It really is a big achievement and it's something that you can't take lightly. So, congratulations. Before we go on with our icebreaker, apologies, everybody. We have a new member. somebody that will be joining our team. I hope we're excited. Please, I hope I'll pronounce your name rightly. So forgive me if I don't pronounce your name rightly, but we have a new member and I would like him to be the next person to introduce himself, the country he's from, and tell us a little bit more about himself and also tell us his high, his low, and his learn. So I'm not sure about pronouncing your name and I really don't want to disrespect it. So if you could just go ahead and teach me how to pronounce it, that would be really good.
Is that me?
Yes, that's you.
Okay, thank you very much for the warm welcome. The name is Siklobo Khumalo. So I'm from Zimbabwe. I'm an alumni, studied environmental health. So basically, well, I'm excited to be here and I hope to learn a lot from you guys. In terms of the highs and the lows, that's a tough one. Because I don't think I really had time to categorize my days in that way. Can I pass for now? I can't think of anything in terms of high, low.
No, that's really okay. Could you say your name again, how to pronounce it? I didn't hear it. The network was breaking.
Okay, Siklobo.
Siklo.
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll have to learn it even more.
Yeah.
All right. Melvin, you can actually go ahead and tell us your high, your low for the week. Oh, by the way, you're welcome. We're really happy to have you on the team and we're really excited to work together. And it's really an amazing opportunity to have you here as well.
Thank you.
Melvin, you can go ahead.
Yeah, that's a bit tough. I guess this will be the high.
Okay, can I go ahead now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking I would be amongst the last persons to speak out. I've been thinking about what my highlights for the week has been. So, a quick one. I wrote exams yesterday. I've been writing exams since last week. So, one of my highlights for the week was we were told about something that is done in public health as nurses. It's called mothercraft. It's just something about what a skill or something that you can teach mothers in the community. Something about how they can be able to make a living for themselves. Just a craft, basically, a skill, something they can do to make money. So I was just thinking about what to teach, like what to do because of the short notice I had. So we're told that we could buy anything and come and learn how to do that. So what they asked me to buy it was a toilet disinfectant. So I bought the toilet disinfectant and they asked me if I knew how to if I knew how to do the disinfectant. So our lecturers told us to admit that we could do it and most likely go back and learn how to do it. So when they asked me if I could do it, I couldn't lie. I said no, that I didn't know how to do it, but that I was open to learning how to do it. So when I came out, I now told them that I did not admit to knowing how to do it. So it was more like, do you want to fail this exam kind of thing? So, but all thanks to God, I did not fail that particular exam. So my toughest challenges of the week was the exam I wrote yesterday was an OSCE exam, a practical exam. So I encountered a very tough examiner. I don't know if I should say tough. I don't want to use the word wicked, but he was just giving me unnecessary attitude and he made me feel very tensed. I was so tense that I had to take because it was like a muak. I don't know, it's called muak tape. So I mistakenly took the tape to the next procedure. So when the next person came, he was trying to do the procedure and they were not looking for the tape that he was going to do the procedure with, and I was the one with the tape. So the way the lecturer spoke to me and all that, it was really, really a tough one for me. So the lessons I took away is that you don't really know what people have in mind until they actually verbalize it, because the lecturer was somebody I felt like we're getting along until he now acted that way. But it's all love and light from my end, nothing nothing so serious. So thank you very much.
All right, that was lovely. I'm really glad that you managed to get through your exam and you've actually gotten to see this day. I hope all went well. We'll take up
Yeah.
success. Are you saying something?
No, please. I think Sylvia had raised up her hands earlier, so
Oh,
she can.
yes. Silva, please, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Sylvia Peace from Kenya, pursuing public health. I'm in my final year. I'm doing this introduction because we have someone new. So since he introduced himself, it's good also he knows us. Sorry for repeating. I think my highlight for this week has been at least I've managed to do 6 exams. Also, I've been doing exams. I'll be finishing next week. But I think 2 of them we were doing virtually and the system had issues. So, like starting exams late because everyone was having issues, requesting for more time, it gets you to panic. Sometimes you start forgetting because now you don't know whether you're the only person, only to finish the exam and then online and find everyone was having the same problem. But we normally have a system that we use small, so but it takes your videos, it takes your mic and your keyboard, so you can't try to chat your friends and ask them whether you're having a challenge. They might think you're cheating on the exam. So you have to finish and then now you get to relax because you discover it was not just you. I thought it was my internet, but the good thing was it was a whole cohort problem, a departmental problem that ICT had problems. So at least I'm hopeful will not be penalized. My lowest moment was I've not been feeling so well this week. I think I ate something at school and it was bad. So, but in all, I at some point I thought I will not sit for the exam, but I pushed myself and I managed to finish. So, yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that, Silva piece. I'm really glad to see that you're looking well and you're feeling so much better. So, success, Tatiana or Jinika, any one of you can go ahead. And please let's remember to keep it under 1 minute so that our timekeeper does not come for us.
Okay, let me go so we don't waste time. For me, highlight of the week is that my family and I, we got a new place because and that is like the toughest challenge. Getting that new place was the toughest challenge because there were so many different options that were not meeting what we were looking for. So we've been struggling with electricity crisis recently in Nigeria. The Gafar Somto and Inika would really relate to this. So, but there is a certain area around where I stay that have better electricity supply. So we're trying to get that particular a home in that particular area. So getting it was really tough, and it was we finally did. So that's a highlight. So we got a new place, and I'm so excited to move into that place. The one lesson I took away, what would that be? If you see something you like, go for it. So we saw what we liked and we went for it. And I feel peaceful, even though it was way more expensive than where I stay right now. But I'm glad that we did go for that. So, Tatiana, please, if you can go.
Okay. Hi everyone. I hope we're all doing okay. Um, Personally, I'm 50-50. So about my highlight of the week, well, there was nothing out of the ordinary. Same usual, everything, class, you know. Yeah, that was it basically. Classes. Yeah, and about my toughest challenge is that this week I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, and I still am, but I'm hanging in there and still showing up. So the lesson that I took away is to show up no matter what. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you for that success, and Tatiana. Jinika, are you here? She mentioned that she was
I'm
gonna
so sorry. I'm here. I'm actually like transiting from a state to another state for outreach. So I did not expect that I was supposed to reach here by this time because I left since morning. I'm sorry. So yeah. So okay. To answer the questions, I don't know. The highlight of my week. I think the highlight of my week is in preparation of for this outreach. Um, I've been trying to put everything together, and then the toughest challenge of the week. Um, I don't really have any. So so yeah. So I don't really have anything to say. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Janika. Well, we were happy that you're here, even though you're outside doing an outreach. We thank you for your commitment. So we're going to move on to the next agenda of our meeting. Thank you, everybody, for sharing a little bit about your week and letting us into your lives a little bit. So we're now going to go to our subcommittee progress report. We're going to begin with the WMI mentorship program. Melvin, are you there? And kindly keep it under 7 minutes so the timekeeper does not come for us. If you could give us a report on the mentorship program.
Okay. Thank you so much, Theodora. I don't think I introduced myself earlier when I spoke. So my name is Somto Chukwuputa. I'm a member of the subcommittee for the mentorship program. So, and under the mentorship program, I happen to be in charge of the communications myself and alongside Tatiana. So the report has been nothing short of our activities has been nothing short of amazing, and we've been doing well. So far so good. We actually have a whole lot in store. Look out for that. So yeah, a quick one. Our cohort 4 is set to launch on on the 13th of April, and the time is actually 11 a.m. EST. And the cohorts launching on the 13th, we currently have 94% matching. Just I think 4 persons have been moved to the next cohort because of a little issues, and we've also sent out general mails. So we are looking forward to sending a follow-up mails to get to reach out to the mentees and the mentors as well. So we've also had an onboarding. The new members of the committee have had an onboarding with our predecessors, which is Purity and AC. So they've actually put us through a whole lot of things about the mentorship board, and they've also given us their blessings as well, and they've given us an assurance that they will continue to stay with us all through it all, regardless of having handed over to us, right? So the mentorship program is going to run for 3 months, and as I said earlier, we are starting on April 13th, and it's going to run through to July 13th, and we'd also be having a closing ceremony. The closing ceremony is scheduled for July, but that is tentative because we brought into inclusion that some mentors and some mentees are likely to not end their program before the 13th of July. So we had that inclusive. So, but before the end of July, it's not going to exceed July by the special grace of God. We'll have the closing ceremony. So yes, and also the coordination rule. The coordination roles, Theodora and Abdul Gafar are the ones that are in charge of the operation and making sure that things are all right in terms of coordination. So for Theodora, she's her role is to ensure that there's smooth execution and adherence to schedules. And for Ahmad, his role is to oversee that there is quality content and development, and also to initiate the graduate study track. So yes, so far so good. It's been well. And we are also looking at getting a WhatsApp group for the mentors and the mentees, but with keen attention to the mentees, because some of them might want to reach out to their mentors, or just to like lay so that we'll just help them to allay their anxieties and whatever issues they have informally. So yes, so far so good. We are doing well. So that's the report. I hope I kept it very, very minimal and time friendly.
Yes, you did. It was quite elaborative. I don't know if Success has anything to say so far before we move on.
Thank you, Theodora. Thank you so much. So the only thing I have to say is that I'm glad this is moving on really well, looking at the transition process. I'm really glad you all are setting up very well, and that the outgoing team has been very supportive. So yeah, we look forward to the event on Monday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Success. We apologize for putting you in the spotlight. We're now going to go to the webinar series subcommittee. I tried to reach out to the webinar committee. I still haven't gotten back on who is the coordinator. So if one of you people in the webinar subcommittee could kindly help me with that and maybe give us a brief report on what's going on. The one I can see on my screen, Success has raised their hand. You can go ahead, Success.
Okay, so for the webinar subcommittee, I want to come in, and that's because they've not really been engaged by the outgoing team. So we have the rest four, that's Ginika, Tatiana, Gaston, and Sylvia in that subcommittee. They've just been in the groups, but no engagement. So I really want to follow up with Nirada, though I know she just started working, so her schedule has been very busy. But so she can schedule that meeting, so they are prepared for that last Saturday. That's the upper Saturday event. So would have more updates to give in the next meeting, but just to know that we just had Silobo joining them, so they are now complete and ready to move forward. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Success. I just needed a clarification. You mentioned Tatiana is on the webinar committee. I also saw her in the mentorship.
Oh, sorry. That was a mistake from my end. So it's Silobo, Ginika, Sylvia, and Gaston. Thank you, Tatiana. Yeah, you're in mentorship.
Oh, all right. I really needed clarification on that. All right. Thank you, webinar committee. We are really excited to hear from you guys next month and what is going on. We are quite excited to hear from you guys. I know you have something big going on. I can see Jinika being excited there. So we're waiting. So we're now going to move on to our next agenda, which is the reflections and challenges and any evolving solution. So from the webinar committee, we heard from Success that you guys are still settling down and putting everything in order in your house. But I'm not sure if you have any challenges so far aside from what Success has mentioned. Are there any challenges from your side? I can get a thumbs up before I move on. All right. While we're waiting for your response, mentorship subcommittee, are there any challenges or any challenges that you're having on a personal level that you would like us to address as well? Can people hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
we can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
You can.
We can. So we had a little challenge, but it's actually under control because we moved the persons involved to the next cohort. So the challenges we had were just more like technical challenges where one person was paired to more than one mentor. So when that was noted, we had to adjust and assign the mentee to their rightful mentor. And the other four persons, I think they are four years. The other four mentees, we couldn't pair them to any mentor, so we just decided to move them to the next cohort, and they were okay with that. So that's no much of a problem. It's been resolved.
All right, thank you for that. Webinar subcommittee, we're giving you so much grace because you're still arranging everything. But if there's any challenge, please do raise your hand. As the meeting goes on, I'll give you room to express yourselves. So we're going to move along to any responsibility or any task that Success might have for this month as we await for the next meeting. Success, are we
Okay.
there?
Yeah. So there are no tags. I just want to be sure that everyone is set up with their email addresses. I know I sent direct messages with the password, and so I really hope everyone is set up. If you still have issues connecting to your WMI email address, please let me know. You can send me a direct message, and what I'll do after this meeting is to help you all gain access to the general folder. So for the mentorship, you've been able to log into the mentorship email. For the webinar, there's no mentorship email, but everything you need to work is on the general Global Advisory Board member access folder. So I'll share it right away so you have access to that. That's where you see the folder for the webinar series subcommittee. And then if you are also in a leadership role, like Abdul Ghaffar, you're the secretary, so you'd see the folder where you would put the minutes. So please, I know I'm working with some of you currently, so let's just keep that up. I really want you all to be set up with that. And your stipends would, Nicole mentioned she was going to send it today. So if you don't receive it by next week, let's say next week, Tuesday or thereabout, please let me know. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Success, and thank you for how particular you are with details to ensuring that everybody is okay. So we are moving along in the meeting really well, and we do have some time on our hands. I would like us to discuss, I don't know if it's too early, but if anybody has ideas, since we're all still adjusting to our roles and we're all still adjusting to our whatever is expected of us, I know it will take some adjusting and will probably even be better in the next meeting. But if anybody has ideas on ways to engage all scholars in the GAB activities, even as we start, any ideas that people would like to share on how we can all undertake our tasks as a whole, as a team, that could help us. So I'm opening the floor for any other business and also for people to share ways that we can engage other scholars. So anyone can go ahead. You can even raise your hand if you want. Now the floor is open. Hello.
We can hear you.
All right, I'll start with you, Silver Peace. Since I can see you right on my screen. Any other business, and if you have any ideas of engaging all scholars in the GAB activities.
I was just thinking about it the other day. I think when I was not in GAP, I was just a student scholar. One of the way maybe I think when I engaged in the first GAP activity, I was invited to do as a guest speaker. But I was thinking that is also a way because I think when you're just a student, you think the GAP is for, there's that school of thought that you think is just for the people in GAP, right? But when you give students opportunity, maybe in the areas where they are working, whatever they are doing in their countries, for them they're even able to know by the way there's something called GAP because I'm sure there are students who just hear GAP, they don't know what is all about. So if we can have something maybe to sensitize, maybe if we work with the fellowship leaders in the countries, right? We can work together with the chairpersons so that they get invited via the chairperson with that because they're able to reach them and they get sensitized to know what is GAP all about. And they can also contribute because I think when I give the mind of a student when I was a student and I was invited, my first reaction was, oh, you normally invite even students who are not in the GAP. What am I just ask her, what am I supposed to tell the people? But I am sure maybe most of them don't engage because they don't know whether they are allowed to, and they don't know there's room for them. So I think if we can work with fellowship leaders who can be giving us, like, we can have rotational. Maybe this time is East Africa, next time is West Africa, the other time, so that we cover all the regions in Africa. They can be fronting like a few students who are willing to share maybe what they are doing, if it is about even life experiences, because I've also discovered students are facing a lot of challenges in their course of study. And it's not just the financial, but also the in terms of maybe social media, drugs and substance. Some of them, they drop out. But if we can invite even guest speakers, for example, maybe someone who have battled drugs and they have been able to come out of it successfully and they have completed their studies, a life case scenario where they can come and encourage students. That will also allow them to have, like, they know this these are challenge I'm going through, but if there's someone who overcome it and they were able to complete their studies, also to things to do with network, the way the mentorship, you're connecting guys who have cleared and those who are students, like, we get to have real platforms whereby we can connect, because I think the challenge is we don't know each other. And if we get to know each other, we know everyone is resourceful in wherever they are. They have resources, and we can get to interact. And also, they know there's space for everyone to, like, come here. And whatever little contribution you have about life, it can help someone else. And I think that one can be able to help us build a community. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that contribution, Silver Peace. It was very insightful. You're right. We really do need to sensitize people about GAB. I also got to learn about GAB when I was actually invited to speak. And so if we can get people to know more about GAB, especially at the fellowship level, we'll see even more people attending the webinars and more people attending the mentorship program as well. So the next person that I can see here on my screen is Tatiana. Tatiana, if you could go ahead, maybe share any other business or any ideas that you have.
Okay, thank you so much, Theodora. Surprisingly, what I had in mind has just been shared by Sylvia, and the moment she mentioned about sensitization, I'm like, wow, like, how is this even possible? But actually, I am thinking the same, that sensitization would be one of the best ways to get scholars to engage in the GAP activities, because if we get to tell them about the benefits of these activities and the knowledge that they can acquire from them, I think it would help to have them participate in them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that contribution, Tatiana. I remember in school we used to be taught that if your friend has answered your question, just say the same thing in your own words. So I'm glad you've actually contributed even further on that. It really is an important topic. The next person that I can see on my screen is Jinika. Please, Jinika, if you have any other business or any, please, the men, I can see you also on my screen. I'm going to come to you. I've not been feminist. I'm going to include everybody. So, Jinika, please, if you can unmute yourself.
I'm so sorry. It might be a little bit noisy while I'm talking. So I'm still outside the park. So I agree with what Sylvia said. I've raised had concerns on engaging the other scholars when it comes to webinars and mentorship and every other WMI events. So I also think if we can maybe tell them ahead of time, maybe not just sending messages to their emails. We can also work with the fellowship leaders too. And also, if you can go to their DMs, introduce ourselves, and also, oh, are you coming for the webinar? Are you coming for the? It's going to help them know that they're part of the fellowship and part of the WMI event. It's not just for the GAB members. And that is one. The second thing, I want to also know how many, this is also a concern of mine for the webinar subcommittee. How many webinars is allowed in a month? Can we do like 10, 11? I don't know. So, yeah. All right. So that is just what I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Chinika. I loved how you said 10 or 15. I'm sure Success will correct us on how many webinars you can have in a month. Success, are you there? All right. So while we're waiting for Success, I'm just going to put it in the chat. While we're waiting for Success, I was not being sexist. I can see the men now on my screen. So yes, Melvin, you can go. Then we can have Ahmad. And of course, we're going to leave the floor at the end for a very new scholar, a very new member. We'd really love to hear from you. So Melvin, please, you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. I feel like every one of us actually has very similar ideas. I mean, when Sylvia was speaking, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. It felt as though she read my mind, and when Tatiana now seconded, I'm like, oh my god, I'm dead. Sorry. So I just wanted to suggest something. As much as we are trying to be very formal, I remember one time one of the sessions, or just it was more like a game kind of thing that I joined sometime, and it was when Dr. Femi, I can't remember the rest. Okay, no, I can't remember the other people that were in the call that day. So it was more like a game kind of thing, and it was really really interesting. And having to see people that you've always known them to be all shades of formal and strict, and having them like it was more like an act a word out. So when they were doing that, it felt really, really interesting having to see the likes of Dr. I don't know if Dr. Isaac was there, but it was Dr. Femi I saw, and the way he was trying to act out the word, and it felt really fun. Aside from that, there was something I wanted us to initiate. I don't know. Um, I'm open to corrections as well. I feel like we should inculcate this thing where, like, students, whenever they are celebrating their birthdays, we should have like I don't know. I don't know, so that it doesn't sound like we are being very informal, but we could just like give a shout out. Maybe you can just have like this DP, editable DP kind of thing, where by a student, a scholar, or maybe a student scholar, graduate scholar, anybody that has anything to do with WMI, maybe if it's on their birthday, they can just like have their picture there and they will be celebrated in the group. I don't know how it sounds like. I don't know how that suggestion is. You can just give them like a shout out in the group, and yeah. Hello, am I
Uh,
audible?
Yes, 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 you are audible. I'm sorry, I was writing it down. That's actually a really informative idea. We'll just run it through with Success if we're allowed to do that, because it will be able to personalize. Like every scholar will feel very like they're connected to a larger community, and to actually be easier to even sensitize them about who we are as GAP and what we do. Ahmad, you can go ahead. We're going to have success at the end. She'll be able to answer all of our questions. Is it
Thank you so
Ahmed?
much.
I'm sorry if I
Ahmad,
mispronounced that.
Ahmad, or
Okay.
Abdul Right. Thanks so much, Dr. Theodora. Thanks so much, everyone. I know you all believe with me that it's always difficult to be the last speaker in an event like this. Even though you would want to say something, a lot of people would have said what you have in mind. So, however, I go with everything that has been earlier said. But in addition, I will encourage us to be effective in our communication. Perhaps if we should have a program of which everyone has mentioned earlier, we should try and dish out the information as early as possible, and then we give a lot of reminder prior to the events, itself. And I think this, in the little way as it may be, as it may sound, really encourage individuals to be at an event. Also, we might want to, just like what some to say, we might want to include some fun activities. I remember that day I was also in Dr. Femi's team. We have Niraja on the call that day. We had I've forgotten the names, but I remember it was a very fun activities. I think they were trying to round up their activities with the scholars. So it was a very fun activity. So we might want to continue inculcating this fun activity into some of our webinars. And also we might want to liaise with local fellowship activities. I remember when we had our Nigerian fellowship success, Dr. Femi, they had a very, very long discussion regarding the GAP team. And that was where I got to know there's something GAP, there's something they call GAB activity, something like that. She encouraged us and told us the activities that were done and how we can come in as a scholar and be of impact. And that was when I had the whole thing about activity. So we might want to collaborate, or let me say, be in communication with the local fellowship heads, and in their individual groups. Sometimes it is easier to talk to your people who you are in group with, encourage them, let them know about the activities, and invite them to some of these activities, just like we've mentioned. So yeah, to me, I think this, with what you've said, if we can implement some of them or all of them, I think we'll continue to have great engagement from our scholars. So yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you for that, Amit. That was very informative. And it is true, we do need to communicate in advance so that everybody is able to plan and put everything according to their schedule. And I saw in the chat Success mentioned that was the GAP Scholar Connect. So we really might want to do more of that. Last but not the least, our new member, I'm still learning how to pronounce your name. Trust me, by the next meeting, I'll be really good at it. I don't want to disrespect it. So please, if you can go ahead, you can share any ideas that you have. We're really happy to have you here. And we are now an even number, 8, which is really good. So if you have anything to say, please, you can go ahead.
But thank you very much. I think it's always tough, to come up with an idea if you're still new in the place, because I prefer a situation where you look at what is there and then you understand what is there. Then that's when you can tell maybe if there are any gaps, or there are any things that can be done better. But I think for me, my worry would be for us to work on alumni engagement. because the growth of the organization, the growth of WMI, I think is very much based on an active alumni, because those are the people who are there for a longer period, rather than because you're just a student for 3, 4, 5 years, but then you are an alumni for much longer. And the fact that you're now an alumni, you're older, you've progressed in life, there's more that you can give back to the organization. So in terms of how, I think that's the point that I'm making, that sometimes it's better to first of look at what is there, what has already been done, and then from there you can come up with ideas. So I don't know if I'm dodging the question, but that would be my contribution.
As much as you said you didn't have what to say, that was a really good idea. So I'm really glad I pushed you for it. Amit, your hand is up. You can please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I'm so sorry. I don't know if there is another agenda. I think there's another agenda. AOB, right? Where we can add one or few things, right? Okay, I think when we get there, I'll just speak there.
We are actually I've actually mixed the engaging new scholars and any other business in this same agenda so that we can cover both of them at once. So if you have anything else to add, please do. But first, before you do add, I would like Success to answer just the few questions. The first question that Jenica had concerning how many webinars we can have, and then concerning the birthdays as well.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you everyone for such beautiful submissions and contributions. And I'm really glad to be part of this meeting, really. So for you, Genika, it's one monthly webinar. So for the webinar series, it's just one monthly webinar. But in the light of what you're looking at, I see us engaging more with video content. So we all on social media, we all see how video content kind of gets spread really fast. And it's something that you can also work on as a theme for the webinar series committee. Just to look at how to create content that would educate the scholars, what you would want to make into a webinar, make it a short form content, and any of you can just do that video and promote it. And, so we have just one monthly webinar because we're kind of out of Saturdays, booked Saturdays on the calendar. And if you see that the Medical Scholar Board, the sessions are on Sundays because we're out of Saturdays, and Sundays are kind of people's day of rest most times. So yeah, so you can do short video content, but for webinars, because of the time, the planning that goes into it, it's done once a month. Yeah, to also increase engagement. So when it happens multiple times, you could see the number of engaged scholars reduce. But when we have just once a month, you can plan really well, do the publicity so that you can have more population for that one webinar that month. And it happens every last Saturday of every month. So I know the webinar subcommittee, the outgoing members will fill you all in on these details, but just before they do so, you just know how the structure looks like. Tom Tochukwu was asking about the celebration. So yes, this can be something GAB can do, so that what we have is that we can help you all with the days of the month where the WMI scholars like their birthdays, and if we can find photos, that's an initiative that GAB can definitely do and make it informal, so we can do it on just WhatsApp. I don't know about Facebook because we have a very large audience on Facebook. We have the staff there and the WMI, but for WhatsApp, you can do that. And if you still want to do Facebook, that's still fine. So we can help you with the dates, like the months and the years. Some people, I'm not sure if their dates of birth are there, but I'm definitely sure that we have the month and the day, like the day. So that's what we need for celebration of birthday. So that can work, and that's something we can do. I'm not sure if I'm missing anything. Yeah, I think Sylvia also talked on fellowships, and Abdul Ghaffar also talked on fellowship. We are very big on fellowship. Like, we can reach out to fellowship leaders, to reach out to scholars, who can engage with them so that they can know what the Global Advisory Board is and how to engage in our programs. Definitely, it does work. So, is there anything I'm missing? Shilobo also mentioned about like looking at what has already worked and building on the existing programs and how we can improve them, which is also something that we can do. Did I miss anything? Please let me know so that I can address it. Thank you.
Thank you for that success. And no, you did not miss anything. We would now just wrap up by going to Amit. You had something that you wanted to say?
Yes, thank you so much once again for giving me the opportunity to speak. Thank you so much, Success. And I think there is one idea actually I forgot to share earlier. But when I look at my note, I see that I've not mentioned it. I think we might, right? You might want to look at the activities like most active scholar of the week, of the month, rather, most active scholar of the month. And we'll do this by perhaps maybe when we have different activities within a month, then perhaps at the end of the month, we want to do a question and answer session on a major group, on the general group. And the questions might be on the activities or webinars or any activities that was done within the whole month. An individual that comes that that get to have the highest call would then be given that title of most active scholar of the month. I don't know if that is really understood. So through this, we'll be able to engage them. We'll be able to encourage them to always follow on our activities and join in any conversations that we are having, and also contribute to any activities that we are doing. So if that is okay, I think we might want to look at it further. The other things I want to say, I want to say are regarding some of the personal challenges, or let me say a level of clarification needed, or I don't know. Firstly, the Zoom account we are using, Success, I think you might be in the best position to answer this for me. Yeah, I guess it's a paid version, right? The Zoom account we're using. Okay. So perhaps I don't know if we can, as General Secretary, or
I think we lost him.
Yes, we have lost him. I'm sure when he comes back, he can put it in the chat. Quickly, Melvin, your hand is up. We can give you 1 minute.
Okay. I was going to say that it seemed as though I and Ahmed were thinking in sync, because I wanted to also like ask a question, because I remember sometime there was a time I used to get like mails every month about more like a flyer where there's the scholar of the month. So I wanted to ask in that direction if that activity or that was halted, because I think I've not gotten the mail for some time now, and up until Ahmad said that. I also second to what he said, that we should be doing the most active scholar of the month. Yeah. So thank you. I just wanted to ask the question and also to second to what he said. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and thank you for keeping it brief. I don't want the timekeeper to come after me, but I'm going to ask everybody for just 5 extra minutes. I know your time is precious. Just 5 extra minutes so that Ahmad can finish and we can wrap up. Please, timekeeper, don't kill me. Ahmad, I can see you're back.
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. So
Okay.
you can go ahead.
Yes, my system ran out of charge, and I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to ask if to make the meeting notes, taking meeting notes to be easier. I don't know if I could be added to any meeting that we want to do as co-host, so that we'll be able to use some of the premium features of it to assist in my in my work. I don't know if that is possible. Then also I want to make mention of I think I reached out to Success earlier. The name I've not been able to correct it from my hand. The name that's my official email was showing. I could not edit it from my hand. I think I might need help, and that's why I'm even joining with my personal email today. And also, we talked about the previous documents, such as the document being used for the mentorship program, um, the mentees resources, and the mentors resources. I don't know if you do have a folder where everything is saved, and then get access to them and be able to come up with the next resources that I want to develop, the graduate mentorship aspect that we are trying to develop. I think that will help a great deal. So I have like 5. I've forgotten some of them honestly, but I think anytime they come back to me, I will definitely bring up the conversation on the group. So yeah, thanks so much.
All right, thank you for your contribution, Ahmed. And concerning the mentorship, I'll just answer that one question. Concerning the mentorship link and the drive, I'm going to come in your inbox concerning that. I was just helping Marvin with it, and I'll come into your inbox to help you with it as well. And then the other question, I think Success can answer it as we conclude.
Okay, so I'm still working with Mala concerning your email access, Abdul Ghaffar, because he created the emails, and I'm wondering why there's a bit of issue, but it's been a lot of back and forth, but I'll just continue engaging him in that conversation until you have access to your email. And yeah, for the Scholar of the Month, that is an initiative by Dr. Isaac. And I think it's like the regional coordinators generally, but he's more like the front face that works on that. So I'm not sure if it stopped. I was able to see some, but I'm not sure when last I did. So but if we need that to continue, that would be more on like under his purview. But we can do something different. I really like the ideas of birthdays, and maybe another thing we'd like to celebrate. Maybe for people who attend the webinars more often, you might want to highlight them. Maybe after 3 sessions, maybe they do attend after 3 sessions concurrently, you might want to highlight them. So that's that I feel we can do. But for Scholar of the Month, Active Scholar of the Month, they look similar and it's already ongoing. So maybe if it's stopped, I can reach out to Dr. Isaac to just know, okay, we thought to do this, is this still going on? But it was something he's been doing, and I think he did release something about that this month, so would still be in progress actually. Is that all, or did I miss anything?
I think you answered everything. Thank you so much for that Success. Thank you everybody for the meeting. I asked for 5 minutes, so my 5 minutes is still running. Thank you everybody for joining. I just want us to go over everybody's roles. I'm sorry I did not include it in the agenda, but for the first quarter, that is April, May, and June, our meeting chair is me, of course. Our vice meeting chair is Gaston. And then our secretary is Amit, and our timekeeper is Silver Peace. So for the first quarter, these are the people that we're going to be working with. And then for the next quarter, I'm sure in the last meeting, we're going to hand over to the next team that will be now working on our monthly meetings. So we have to choose a date for our next meeting of next month. Of course, this is the one for the monthly GAB meeting, but obviously we will have smaller meetings amongst ourselves on Google Drive. But for our monthly meeting, we have to choose which date is suitable for everybody. So we either have the 1st of May or the 8th of May. So which Friday works well for everybody? Is it the first Friday of the month of next month or the second Friday of next month?
I'll go for second. Sorry. I'll go for second, the 8th. Because I think for us here we have Labor Day on first. Yeah.
All right, that's one vote. Ahmad, okay, we have another vote from Silowo. I hope that's correct. He's also thinking of second. So we have 2 votes for the second. We have 6 people left to vote. I don't want to put in my vote to be biased. Okay, we have 3 people for the 8th. And no one is voting for the first. Okay, I'll just vote for it so that in case somebody wants to join in the first, don't feel shy. I'll be the first person to vote for it. Okay, we have a 4th vote for the 8th. Junica also votes for the 8th. It looks like the first is losing already. So we already have a larger number, more than half. So our date is set, everybody. I will be happy to see everybody on the 8th. Amit will, as our secretary. Okay, our secretary has something to say. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Theodore. I think I'll go with 8 too, especially with the reasons given by Peace. 8 is okay by me too. However, I'm only concerned about the timing. I think when we had discussion in one of the previous calls that we have, the agreement was I didn't know whether it was an agreement or we concluded on it, but I remember something like 1 hour before the time we started today. That was, it's 3 p.m. Nigerian time then, but when I checked the um, time for today's meeting, it's 4 p.m. instead of that 3 p.m. I don't know. Is it like there's now a change in the agreed time, or I don't know if you could help me. And I think from my end, I would prefer something like that 3 p.m. Nigerian time. I think that's like 10 a.m. East time, right? So I don't know if you might want to look into that and add the convenience regarding time also, please. Okay,
All
great.
right. Thank you for that, and thank you for noticing. So we had a miscommunication, and that is on me. I will take full responsibility. I was considering 2 things. Melvin had an exam, and he wasn't sure if he was going to attend. So I was mixing up the time. The time was actually supposed to be around 10 a.m., but then I don't know why I kept typing. I was sleep deprived, so I kept typing 11 p.m., even though in my head I had it that we're going to meet at 10 a.m. So by the time I realized, Success had already sent out the invites and it was too late to correct it. But please be assured, for my next 2 meetings that I'm going to host, I am going to ensure that we meet at the right time. So thank you everybody for meeting an hour later and for adjusting your schedules around my mistake. It will not be repeated. So please show me some grace on that. Silver Peace, you have your hand raised. I'm 2 minutes over. And in my defense, it's the timekeeper that wants to speak.
No, you guys were speaking before I rest. Anyway, yeah, I think I also wanted to ask on that about the time because normally, like now it's 6, and for us, sometimes you might find you have an exam at that time at 6 p.m. when you have evening exams, or you might find you in traffic jam heading home. So, is it possible to take it a bit earlier? Oh, because now my time is 7 p.m. and normally now we have like I was lucky today I didn't have an exam in the evening. Yeah, so I don't know how we can adjust this.
Like I mentioned, you're actually right. Like I mentioned, it was just a mistake. So we will have it an hour earlier, which is 10 a.m. So our next meetings will be held 1 hour earlier from what we had today. It was just a mistake and an oversight from my sleep deprived self. And I thank you for everyone for adjusting to that. Success can close the meeting for us. I think that's everything.
Okay, thank
Sorry.
you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Before
go ahead,
success,
Sylvia.
for me, I was asking, not for today. I'm asking moving on forward because if it's still an hour earlier, for me it will be 5. That's the time we get into an exam room. That's the time we get into class. So I was asking, could it be like, okay, 2 hours earlier? Like for me, it will be maybe around 4 p.m. here. So that now at least I have 1 hour to get to my class or to get to an exam. I don't know. I was just asking. Moving on forward. Not to, about today. Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misheard that. I
Yeah.
think success can give us, if that works, because that would be really early for especially the ones in Nigeria, that would be around 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure if they're going to be done with their program. So success can just give us an insight on that.
Okay, thank you. So for this timing, it's basically what the team agrees. Anytime around this time for me it's okay. So I know that this is voluntary. So you all need to like come together. Maybe not on this meeting because of time, maybe after in the group, just to see if 9 a.m. EST would work for you. And I'm also wondering, Sylvia, if the timing and how it would if this is something that's static and if it's something that's flexible or maybe it's for a particular period of time, maybe just while you are doing on your exams or it's so these are things that you need to consider as a team. Then you can agree as a team, and anytime you're comfortable with, please just let me know. I would work with that. And if this time works best, still okay. Anytime at all, I would be able to work with that. Just agree as a team and it's fine.
While you're still speaking success, you can just go ahead and close the meeting for us in case there's anything else to add.
Okay, thank you so much. There's nothing to add. This was a good meeting. Everyone was on time, and I'm glad I was able to see all your faces except Tatiana, but hopefully I'll see Tatiana's on next month. So great meeting, and I look forward to meeting you all next month on the 8th. Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming in. See you next month. Oh, you guys, I'm going to see you in the next meeting that we're going to have. Success. See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye-bye.